Alrighty, so right now we have Miss Amy Anderson, who was actually doing the sign language upfront, the interpreter in the very beginning, so she's going to be speaking up. So just go ahead and give her a huge round of applause. She is the 2018 New Jersey Teacher of the Year, Teacher of American Sign Language, and the Teacher of the Deaf.
Thank you. Teachers teach children, not subjects, not courses, not curriculum maps, children. In A111, I teach American Sign Language to 176 hearing high school children. And as much as we study a new language, we learn about the people in the deaf community, a culture that is proud of its shared language, shared history, arts and literature, and its struggle for justice. My students learn through experiences with members of the deaf community that this community is not a disabled group, but a vibrant culture, and many leave A111 to become allies within the deaf community. My students inspire me to be better for them, to give them more today than I gave them yesterday. My students give me hope for the future, and I love them long after they have left A111. I teach American Sign Language as a world language, not history, not English, not a political discussion class. So how can I possibly justify a discussion or a lesson about immigration? Why would I share the stories of children being torn from their families, locked up like criminals in detention centers all over our country? What does that have to do with my ASL Deaf Culture curriculum map? My monthly unit plan design? Well, I teach children, not a subject. Children that will leave A111 one day to find what inspires them, what gives them hope, and one day the compassion they feel towards those around them may lead them to take their place in a unified community. I want my students to understand the world and events that are happening around them. If we're going to talk about injustices in the deaf community, then injustices among other minority groups can't be ignored. And I think we would all be hard-pressed to find a greater injustice right now than the innocent children locked in cages in our United States of America. Children held in detention centers simply because they were not born on this soil. Every year I include a song translation project to help my students understand the grammatical structure and semantics behind American Sign Language, how the meaning is crucial to the interpretation. This year I added a new layer to the project with a focus on social justice, not only in the deaf community, but in the world around us. And it was here that I facilitated conversations about immigration. In A111, we had complex conversations, and then every student selected a song based on a connection they found in the lyrics to social justice. And this is when the magic happened. A student who had been called names due to her sexuality stood up and signed a song about not having to change who you are to get to heaven. As another student introduced her song, she shared the insecurities she struggles with, and then silently cried while the class watched her video signing to Scars to Your Beautiful. Our discussions about justice continued throughout the 2 weeks we worked together on this project. And some students learned for the first time what is happening here in El Paso with our children. In A111, I promote compassion and hope, that when students develop empathy for the deaf community, it will help them apply that to other minority groups. As educators, parents, family, friends, and human beings, we need to work together collectively across the nation so that default becomes embracing diversity, not rejecting those who are different. This week I shared with some students that I was getting ready to take a trip to Texas and the important work I was joining fellow Teachers of the Year and fellow advocates to do. I explained we were taking a stand for children locked in cages, children wondering if they will see their parents again, children sleeping with foil blankets. I have one Latino student, one out of 176. He has never stopped by my room at the end of the day on his way to the bus, but on Friday he did. On Friday, he came to wish me luck and tell me he would be watching us all on the news. Most of all, he came to say thank you for what I was about to do. He's been my student since September, and maybe it took this lesson for him to see how much I believe in him and truly care. I know you are watching. Please know I have always cared, and I believe in you. So I've prepared a song for you today, like the project my students did. The song speaks to the children of Tornillo, the children of Homestead, and the more than 11,000, 15,000 children across the country being held in cages. Every child deserves to go to school. Every child deserves to reach their endless potential. And every child deserves to be free. And when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight. They'll tell the story of tonight. Tonight. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away the receive. Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. Because when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand and hold. Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you, so take you home. Raise a glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. Shadows, the morning just made me live tonight. All is nice. You told me a matter of time. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when they need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in as you reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. And when our children tell their story, you will be found. They'll tell the story of tonight. Oh, no matter what they tell you, tomorrow there'll be more of us telling the story of